So I just did a 20K run like 2 days ago, and I was a little bit underprepared. I didn't really warm up properly. Um, yeah, I ran the same place that I always go, but literally I never done this. This first time I ran 20K. It's not insane, it's not incredible, but it's just a start, right? And slowly, slowly, I will climb to 30K, 40K, 50K. Even thinking about that right now, it's like, whoa, like, are you sure you want to do that? I'm definitely going to do it. The first few areas I went to, it was nice. I had to stop by because I had to use the cubicle, basically toilet, if you don't know what that means. So, I had to stop the timer. It took a bit of time. I had to go navigate the area because there was a lot of cars coming through. But yeah, it was nice. It was in the evening. The sun was about to set down. It was about to get dark. But there was something beautiful about it. Like I noticed like my mental health was improved. I was becoming more happy. But yeah, the first few like steps that I started, running, my knee joints was a bit stiff. No pain, but it was just a bit stiff. But it happens, it's not the first time. So I just kept going. I didn't stop. I didn't do any warm up or anything like that. And after that, it disappeared. A lot of people, when they experience that, they'll try to stop, they'll cope, they'll just sit down on a bench somewhere, or they go back home. You just want to keep going, because usually it's just a bit of a stiffness. You didn't stretch properly, or maybe you didn't sleep properly, or whatever. So you just want to keep going, and then soon enough, it'll just disappear, and you'll enjoy running. So after I started running again, when I went to the toilet in this place, the shopping center, I was noticing that I was getting a bit dehydrated. I was getting a bit thirsty. So I think at that time I ran nearly 30 minutes or something like that. But yeah, I was getting a little bit thirsty. Maybe I didn't hydrate properly. I did hydrate, but I didn't hydrate properly before I started running. So when I got to this small shop in my town area, I got this drink. It was a bit fizzy. It's not what I was supposed to have, but I didn't want to wait any longer. I was getting more thirsty, so I just drank, and I carried with me. I drank a bit, not completely, because otherwise it's not good. That's not a good idea when you're trying to run. So yeah, I drink a bit, and then after a couple of minutes doing more running, I stopped and drank a little bit, and I kept running. So I noticed, at that point, it was 1 hour or something now. I was noticing I was having headache. I was getting a little bit cold, a little bit shivers here and there. But it's not like something like serious, it's nothing major. But I just kept pushing. I kept pushing and licking my lips at the same time, even though I had the drink. So I kept running. And then I was at the small, like color lights area where the cars were coming through. And I decided, you know what? Wouldn't it be a good idea if I just run through the town? So I just decided to do that. I ran to the town. My mind was like, this is a bit silly. No one really runs through the town center here. You shouldn't really do this. But I just kept going. I didn't listen to my mind. I kept going. Then there was like some people, like group of people sitting down. I think they were like crackheads or something. Maybe they're not. But yeah, there was a bit of people in the town center, and I just ran. But bear in mind, this was in the evening. It was on a weekend. So I just ran, and I saw some people looking. I used that energy to just keep going. It's a bit of an ego thing, but it's nice. Then after that, came through another crossroad, and I crossed that safely. Then I started running faster. I felt like I was getting a little bit of energy back. I felt like the momentum was kicking in. Then there was like some bushes. I was getting a little bit scared because there might be like some insects or something like that. But I just sprint through. Then again, I came to another color light area. Thankfully, there was no cars on the left and the right, so I just crossed safely. And I, continue where I was, coming from. At this point, I was getting a little bit, concerned that I will finish the whole drink and I won't have any juice left before I hit my 20K mark. But that didn't happen, that didn't happen. But I didn't care too much about it. So I just kept running. And yeah, there was no people because it's like an industrial state, there's like nobody there, just a bunch of houses. But I kept running. And also I noticed my ears were starting to hurt because I had my, I had my earphones for so long in the ear. So I took them off for a while, for like a couple of minutes, and then just continued running without music. It was a bit weird, but I needed to give my ears a break. When I came across this, tiny little hill, and there was like an Uber driver on the side, I just, sprint up, which was, you know, a bit of a surprise because, I was getting a bit tired in my legs, but I still, managed to sprint up. But I think it's because, I just drank the orange juice that I bought in the shop in the town center. So I had a bit of a boost in energy. But I kept going, I kept going. It was until I, was past this bus stop area, I started to, give up a bit. I was walking slow. I wasn't running at this point. I was just walking a bit, just thinking like, is this even worth it to continue anymore? But I was like, no, just one more lap. Just start running now. You need to finish this mission. You need to finish the task that you said you're going to do. I started to notice my calf was experiencing some pain, and I was starting to get a bit hungry, and it just felt unreal. I never done this. I never knew I could do this, but I still pushed. So when I was running, I was almost at 20k, just 1k steps left. I, just did a U-turn and run back and just started walking straight away. When I finished, it was getting dark, there was a lot of less people, and there was some fox, walking by, and yeah, it was getting dark. There was some music playing in some neighborhood that I could hear. Again, it was a weekend, right? So people were having a good time, drinking and all that. And oh, actually, when I was thinking about the weekend, people going out drinking and having fun at clubs, I was thinking like, I used to be in that position. Now here I am running and doing other things that are fulfilling and healthy and beneficial for my growth. Before, when I used to be such a party goer, I used to go clubs every weekend. When I thought about, running outside in the weekend, I would never think to do that. That would be like absurd. That would be crazy. I would feel really bored. I would be more, interested in going out rather than doing some form of exercise. But now, doing running or anything at home or going to the gym is more fun to me than going to the pub or clubbing, drinking with your fake friends and pretending you look cool and impressing others. This is more fun to me, honestly. So if you're starting to do like a half marathon run, first time, you've never done it before, make sure you warm up a lot. Make sure you hydrate a lot, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of electrolytes. Or if you have like a little baggie or something, you know, one of those things that runners have, and you can put it inside your pocket or something, then you can carry that. You can also take salt tablets if you want to choose that option. Make sure you have a lot of carbs. Have a lot of carbs. I did have carbs. I had like, well, not too much, not to the extreme. I had like white rice. I had orange juice, and I think sourdough bread as well. Oh, shit, I forgot. But anyways, I had carbs anyway before I started running. Make sure you empty your tank before you get out of the house. And what I mean by that is basically, you don't want to be in a position where you have to go find a toilet because you need to pee. Drink a lot of fluids a few hours before you start your long run, so you can empty your tank before you leave the house. You don't want to be in a position like I was where you have to find a toilet and pee, because it's just going to affect your running. You can get back to it again, but you know, it's sometimes when you're especially like new to the area, you don't know where the nearest shop or restaurant to go to toilet, it's going to be difficult, you know, to navigate through. And the next thing is do early as possible, like in the morning, early afternoon. Don't wait till in the evening, you know, because it's nothing wrong. I mean, you can if you want to, but it's more exciting when you do it in the early morning and early afternoon, especially in summer right now, because we're in summer. You get more things going on and there's more sun. It's just nice, you know. Obviously, if it's too sunny, you're gonna feel more dehydrated because, you know, you're sweating, you know, you're gonna be more hot, and you lose a bit of concentration and focus every hour. That's something to bear in mind next time when you do a long run. Another thing you can do, it's not something you have to do. I mean, you can choose if you want to, but it's an option. Basically, you can go around the area where you are planning to run. Just visualize yourself completing the run in that area successfully. This is what David Goggins did when he did, I think, the 100 miles or 200 miles. But yeah, I think even if it's, you know, half marathon, you should do it. But it's up to you if you want to do it. I know it's wishy-washy stuff, but if you're like listening to some of your favorite music and you visualize it, you close your eyes, it can really help create that reality. You're a person who easily gets tired or dizzy or something major that happens related to, running, then you can have like someone to, you have like an emergency backup somewhere. Like it could be a friend, could be a family member, could be a girlfriend. Have it someone close to the area. So if something does happen, maybe you pass out or have I don't know. I'm not saying it will. I'm not hoping it will. But if it does happen, then you can have someone to come and save you as soon as possible. So that's another tip as well. All right, that's pretty much end of the video. I hope you enjoyed listening to my story, and you got some value at the end. If you want to be a athlete in endurance training, you want to get to that level, you want to maximize your endurance, have really good stamina where you can last longer when you can, and outcompete everyone around you, then you can join. There will be 2 links. You can join the free community. It's completely free, where you can discuss about your journey, progress, share tips, and also get tips from me. It's completely free, but I also have my one-on-one mentorship program where you want to take it to the next level. You want me to guide you through, basically hold your hand and actually become a athlete level endurance in running, CrossFit, biking, or going on the treadmill, those kind of things. So if that's something you're interested, you can click on that link. That will take you to my free community. But if you don't want to choose the mentorship program, you can also join my course, which is $97 one-time payment. You get all the knowledge that helped me to you. So it's like 2 hours long of all the autistic details on how you can actually become like an athlete when it comes to endurance. Honestly, it's crazy knowledge, and I wish the knowledge in that course was given to me when I was young, because seriously, you'll make faster progress. It's there whenever you need it. You can watch it as many times as you want. It has things like how to train cardio when you're on keto carnivore, how to train cardio when you're having a busy life, how to get back up when you're on the ground, when you feel like you're defeated, how to train cardio on a bulk versus on a cart. It's insane. It's honestly still those kind of knowledge for endurance, you'll get it for more than $97. It'll probably cost you $250, $300, $500. Again, you don't have to join. I'm not pressuring you, but sometimes you need someone there by your side, a leader, a mentor, to show you the ropes, to show you what's right, what's wrong. And if you want to go that route, you can make faster progress in your journey. If you do everything right and you follow my steps, and for some reason you don't see progress, you will get full refund. So, it's completely safe. You're not going to get scammed or anything like that. So you have my trust on me. All right. Until then, take care and see you next time.